Good morning, Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. The sun is up. I've been in the studio for, oh my goodness, about 3.5, 4 hours already this morning. Having a good time. I got to play today, I got to play yesterday, I got to play the day before, so I'm in heaven. And I'm always grateful when you join me. So we're going to make a fun piece today. I'll show you in a minute. So see you on the table. The sun is up. This is the piece that I made this morning. This is my lovely mailable art from Rosanna. And I had a one-page empty. It was on the back cover of the book. So it was empty, but this is the piece that I've played with this morning, which is really, really fun. What I want to say is when you start watching the video, notice that this was a completely empty page. And, you know, through art and self-expression, this came to life. So, you know, we can change a book one page at a time. And, yeah, life is amazing. Good morning. You know what time it is. It's dark o'clock here in Vallejo, California. The best creative time ever. I am hoping to catch you this morning before you clean up your desk from yesterday, because we are going to be using a lot of the scraps that were left behind from the piece that we worked on yesterday, or at least I worked on yesterday. I think most of you are pretty much keeping up. I don't have many available pages in my book. This is my gorgeous mailable art from Rosanna. Thank you, Rosanna. I took a piece of scrapbook paper and just covered our addresses. Blends in pretty good, but that was added by me. If that looks out of place, that was added by me. I have my white glue bottle underneath my book to hold it a little bit flatter while I work on it. Anyway, so I'm going to work on the back cover, which means it's plain. Now, and this is going to be a single page addition to our altered book. So if you have a page in your book that you can work on, please do. Then you can skip this step. So what I'm going to do is, since this doesn't have anything on it and I'm looking at the raw foil edges, I'm going to go ahead and shadows this morning. Sorry guys, see if I can correct that a little bit. I am just going to put some underpants on this back part of the book. You do not have to do this if you are working on an already established page in your book, because you will already have some nice book page showing there. So I'm going to cover this with my underpants, and then we're going to go through our supply list of what we're going to be working with today. Alright, so hopefully you guys have got a page that you can work in that you do not have to cover with underpants. I, on the other hand, have to put my underpants on this morning. Let's go through the supplies together. You'll need your Mod Podge and your brush. You'll need 2 colors of cheap acrylic paint. You will need a stamp of some sort. This is just for white noise in the background, so don't pick something that is an important image to you. You're just looking for background noise. And your Stays On ink pad. Now this is some of the metal heat tape, duct tape that you'll find in your hardware store, or I'll leave a link about Amazon. This is just a scrap. That's all we're going to need. Glue dots. These are the scraps that are left from yesterday's project, with the cutout paper dolls, leftover napkin, leftover scrapbook paper. We're going to use that. Too precious to throw away, right? We're going to use a credit card or a gift card to smush the paint around. Some sandpaper. Someday I'll get some new sandpaper. A focal point. I think I'm going to use this, but I'm not quite sure. And then you will need a microscope slide, a glass slide. These are things, believe it or not, that I just have around in my studio. And then these things So this little paper doll, which is a Tim Holtz product, which I'm weird about using pre-made products, but this works well. So this is going to go behind the slide on our piece. Kind of hard to see it on this background, but it will make sense. Okay. Those are the supplies that we'll need. All right, let's see if that book is dry. Dry enough, I say. Maybe the stop box will work under there to hold it up. Oh, that was noisy, sorry. Will that work? Not good enough. All right, first what we're going to do is decide where we would like our little image on our page. And I think I'll put her off to the side. Get my glass slide here. See where she's going to be. And then I'm going to take some glue dots and I'm going to glue that down so that that doesn't move around a bunch while I'm playing. I want that paper down further, but that's okay, we will move that now. All right, I'm just going to grab a blue glue dot. These are handy for placing things. And a glue dot for her. Come here, sweetie pie. Ooh, noisy tummy this morning. All right, so if we have that there, let's see. Kind of want her on that like that, do I? Maybe up a little bit. Let go. Totally missed the numbers. The numbers are the charm. Ah, let's do it this way. There we go. How's that? That's better. I was going to use this, but it gets lost in the text. Oh, we'll put it on her feet. Let's do that. Oh, we're not going to use that at all if it rips. Aha! I think we saved it. So much noise. Come on. There we go. I'm going to try to tuck that glue dot under it. So much noise. All right, let's put our slide back and see. Yep, I like it. A little bubble there. And there we go. So I'm going to Mod Podge this down so that I'm not relying completely on the microscope slide to hold that in place. Just seemed a little wiggly. I've already put foil down here and decided, yeah, I better do something about that. So I pulled the foil off, which took off a little bit of the paper, but I'm okay with that. Let's just put a little bit under there. Alrighty. Now, never know where to put my brush because I don't want to put it in the water right away. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to bring in my microscope slide. Now this foil is left over from the patina and foil finish that I did on the book just recently. Mod Podge on there. And I'm going to cut this in half. Again. You know how to kink the folder, or the corner, fold it, and then it separates. My hands are crazy dirty already this morning. The sun's not even up. All right, and I'm going to lay it down on the slide. This is what I'm grateful for, the Teflon sheet, because it doesn't stick to my Teflon sheet. All right, perfectly straight, I'm sure. Take that bottom off, and I will put that along the bottom, catching the slide. Perfectly straight once again. I am impressive. Take the other half of that strip, kink the corner, having patience. There we go. And lay it down on this side of the slide, catching the slide a little bit more than that, please. Nope. That looked good. Oh, perfectly straight. Such a perfectionist I am. Drag you guys on my perfectionist journey. Ha 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 ha. Such another perfectionist. All right, so let's see if we can lift this up. Thank you, Teflon sheet. Bring my book back in. So many fun beads and things on it. And I'm going to put the slide down. Oh, can't even see. There's so much noise. How about so much no? Oh yeah, so much no. We just changed the whole message on this piece. There we go. Push that down the best you can. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to put some old book pages around this tape. Make sure that it's really secured in. See how it's lifting? So we need to secure that down. So I'm just going to grab some old book pages. Come up very close to the edge of that. And just glue the pages around the tape. There's my little stand up. Here we go. That will secure that tape down. Just going to work my way around that. Alright, I have the slide all glued in with underpants. I actually brought some up over here because you can kind of see the eye in the noise. So much noise. So that's not going to work. So I brought the old book page over a little bit so now it looks like so much no, which I think is fun. Sounds like something a child would say. No more no's, so much no's. So now I'm going to go into my pile of scraps from our last project. And I'm just going to glue them down randomly, of course. And work down your page. Stick those on wherever you feel like it. I love using up old scraps. I hate throwing them away. They're so wonderful. Here again, we're going to be painting over these, so it doesn't matter whether the colors are perfect. Alright, I have my random bits and pieces all over the page. You can still see some of the underpants underneath, of course. So you can wait for this Mod Podge to dry if you'd like. Yeah, me, not going to. So I'm going to grab my pink craft paint, just cheap craft paint. And I'm going to put a blob about that big on my page. I'm going to go in with my credit card or my gift card, the short side, and I'm just going to start dragging that paint over the page. It will catch on some of that texture, which is what we want it to do. Beautiful. Go this way and that way and this way and that way. It's not solid, but you get some good color. Layer, layer, layer. Now we do have to let it dry. Alright, we're pretty dry. I did take a heat stick to it because who can wait? Now I'm going to take my second color . That's a bit too much. Let's take some of that off. And I'm going to use the short side of my gift card. And I am just going to do the exact same thing. Move that paint around. This is where our background pieces create that texture, which is lovely. We're going to pick that up even a little bit more. Beautiful. Okay, we are dry. Grabbing our sandpaper, and I'm going to go in and bring that texture back up. Always so noisy. Now, as you can see, I have some ripping going on in the pages. Embrace it. Do not panic. We love that. We call that texture. Alright, all done sanding. Just going to wipe that dust off. There's a little tiny bit of moisture on my paper towel. Just a little bit. Now for the background noise. We're going to add a little bit of noise here. Oh, that's funny. So much noise. But not everyone knows it says so much noise. You guys do. People that see it after it's finished won't know that. Alright, enough of that. So I'm just going to grab a stamp, a rubber stamp. And actually this one was just on top. So I grabbed it. Actually, I'm going to turn my book around so that the stamp is going the right way for me. Can't get my arm to work that way. So I'm just going to put some Stays On ink on my rubber stamp, and I am just going to create some noise in the back by just stamping. You do this on your entire page. Please do not give it much thought. Just go for it. You're just adding some interest to the background. Okay? Now we had bits and pieces of the napkin left from our project as well. So in cleaning the desk from that piece, I just grabbed some of that. So I put Mod Podge down first. Then I'm going to put that napkin down. And I am going to put Mod Podge on the top. Now I've gone up to the slide, but I haven't glued it in place on the slide. Beautiful. And just put some here and there. No plan of attack here. Let the piece talk to you. Looking pretty fun. So I've decided I am going to use this kind of creepy guy on here as a focal point. And as I lay him down, my eye catches that white edge. So I've grabbed my paint brush, watercolor paintbrush, and I'm going along the edge. I know it's a pain, and you've seen me do it before. But just go around your whole focal point with the darkness so that that doesn't stand off the page like an eyesore. Alright, my eye likes that edge better. Purely suggestions. Purely suggestions. I'm going to put some Mod Podge down. Put my creepy guy focal point down. He's going to go off the page a little bit to the left, and then up on the slide a little bit on the right. I am okay with that. And it looks like he wants to wrinkle a little bit. So I'll take my paper towel and I will just work him down. I'm going to grab my Stays On ink, the black Stays On ink, and I'm just going to touch. What I ended up doing was just laying the pad down, kind of going along the middle of the slide that way. Worked just fine. Got a little bit on the glass, a little bit of moisture, took that right off. Now, I did not mention the Stabilo probably in the supplies, but you need to know that there's hardly a piece that goes by that I don't Stabilo. So that's just a given in the supply list. Go around the edge with that, darken the edge. I've told you a couple of different ways to play with that Stabilo. Moist sponge, Q-tip, blending stump. So if it doesn't suit your fancy to spit and smudge, then there are other ways to do this. All right, I'm going to go around the slide. I'll do that around that. I'm going to go around my focal point, and I'm also going to go in and pick up some of this texture, this beautiful texture that we played with. And just bring some of that out. So just play with it. I'm going to turn this around and just work on the bottom of the focal point. So I've gone around the slide, around the edge, found some texture to play with. Pretty cool. So let's bring in some white dots, shall we? I'm going to go around this a little bit. Just add some white dots, just for some more energy, like he's lacking energy, huh? I really like how this has turned out. Here again, when you're adding the dots, listen to the piece a little bit. It will tell you where it wants some energy. You have been joining me on the table for quite a few videos, and so you've developed an eye now, so you can tell where energy is needed. I'm going to turn this piece around and I'm going to look at it, see what I think. And I think it's pretty it's pretty amazing. All right, go create, go play, go have fun. The sun is finally up.